Hey everyone, it's Cody, and I'm back with another reaction video. Sorry I haven't done these in a while, but I've been trying out animation recently, and they aren't as popular as my reaction videos. I'm still going to do them. It's just, well, honestly, y'all like this better, so I don't mind doing this, but I hope that we can all come to enjoy the animations as well. But today we are going to be reacting to how Palpatine hid his Sith eyes from the Jedi, Star Wars explained by Star Wars Theory. And let's get into it.
So a common question that I sometimes see in comments, and one that I got quite heavily in the last live stream that we did, was how did Palpatine conceal his Sith eyes from showing the entire time? I mean, if he was Chancellor and he had Sith eyes, surely the Jedi would notice. Now, there are many different theories and ideas and things like that people have. However, there's nothing that has concrete evidence or even canon or legends evidence regarding this answer. So this one is going to be another fan theory by me, but it's going to be one that I think makes pretty good sense, and it's on par with a lot of other people's theories as well.
I mean, if he has the power to return from death, both in the canon and legends version of the sequel trilogy, I'm sure there's a way to hide Sith eyes.
The reason Palpatine didn't have Sith eyes for that entire period of time as being Chancellor is because the Sith can fluctuate between having Sith eyes. So one thing that I really tried to show in the Vader fan film was when Vader's eyes turned from Sith yellow back to blue, it's to show this very same idea. In the sense that when you are carrying out deeds or harboring emotions or having emotions that would elicit some sort of dark rage or some sort of dark Sith power, then your eyes will be Sith yellow. We see this case in point with Anakin. He had to kill the younglings, and after that, when he killed the Separatists on Mustafar, his eyes turned Sith yellow. However, they're not that color when he goes to see Padme, who just arrived to see him.
You know, I never noticed that in his fan film, that the eyes change color. I never noticed that before, so that's actually pretty interesting.
Having Sith eyes really depends on your emotions. So when Palpatine is playing the uncle or father figure, or grandfather figure even, the mentor to Anakin and to the entire Senate as being this nice old sweet man, there are no emotions there, or at least they're very, very hidden. And Palpatine was a master of hiding his emotions and hiding his true intentions. Now again, when Anakin was fighting Obi-Wan, his eyes were blue. This is because, in my opinion, he was still adapting to the dark side. Sure, he was using it, but he wasn't able to fully tap into that 100% rage at all times. Whereas Sidious, who has been a dark side user for decades, has that ability. We see this case in point once he reveals himself as Darth Sidious, or in other words, takes over the galaxy and turns it into the Empire. He doesn't feel the need to hide anymore. He doesn't feel the need to hide his true exterior, which is what happened to him after Mace redirected the lightning back to him. It raises the question, did Palpatine subdue his emotions and not really tap into the dark side fully during his battle with Mace? Is that why he actually lost? Because he didn't really go Super Saiyan, if you get that Dragon Ball Z reference. But then, of course, once he does have his Sith eyes after his face is disfigured, he unleashes, as he said, unlimited power. Now, we also know from Rebels as well, if you didn't know from Legends, Palpatine was a connoisseur in Sith magic. He was basically like an evil wizard. And so I'm sure he had a few brews and potions here and there and a couple spells that would help conceal anything that he needed. Now, in some articles and books regarding Star Wars, it's said that his face was actually just a mask. So the face of Sheev Palpatine was actually just a cover-up for what was underneath, which is what happens when you use the dark side for so many years. You become really disfigured and ugly. But in canon, it's actually because the lightning deformed and melted his bones and face. That's why he looks like that. So the final answer I have for this and the theory regarding why Palpatine could conceal his eyes from the Jedi during the whole time being Chancellor is because he did not tap into the dark side in those moments. It was only once he did is when his eyes truly changed color and he was fully tapped in to the dark side and all of its power. Something else I'd like to point out as to why Dooku didn't have Sith eyes is because he was a strong dark side user, but at the end of the day, he was really just a strong Force user in general. He was using all sides of the Force. He started out as a Jedi, became an extremely esteemed Jedi Master, and then he started to learn the dark side. And it's actually noted that...
Now you can see right there that Dooku had his back to Anakin while he was defending off Obi-Wan. If Anakin just swung his lightsaber at Dooku's back without Dooku realizing it, he would have died. Sorry, I have a whole lightsaber collection, and I'm very into swords. So when it comes to sword fights, I really do like when people try to break down, what could have been done versus what had been done to make the scene either better or for worse.
Palpatine only gave him a crash course in the dark side. And I don't really think Dooku was that hell-bent on being super-duper evil, just like Anakin was. Dooku just merely had a different side of politics. He just fought for a different side at the end of the day. He just got tired of what the Jedi were constantly pandering to, which was the Senate and the Republic, and felt that they kind of just disillusioned themselves from what the Force really is. And because of that, he went over to the side of the Separatists, and led that whole thing under Sidious, of course. But at the end of the day, he wasn't really a super-duper evil Sith Lord that wanted to just go around killing and maiming everybody, like Palpatine did. He wanted to rule the entire galaxy under his iron fist. Dooku wasn't so much like that. He still was, but he wasn't so much as bad as Sidious, or even Vader. Hope this answers the question. Let me know any other theories you have down below. Have an awesome rest of your day, and may the Force be with you.
Honestly, I like the yellow eyes that the Sith have in Star Wars, but me personally, it would be more of a combination between like very, very hellish red and mixed with a little bit of yellow. I just like the idea of a person having red eyes a little bit better than having yellow. Not that the yellow is not menacing at all. It is. Oh man, and I still get chills every time I see Anakin just turn his head towards the camera and you see those eyes. Oh, it's creepy. But yeah, that's the end of the video. So if you did happen to enjoy this reaction, make sure to leave a like and subscribe and do all that, the rest of the stuff. And please check out Star Wars Theory, because he deserves, a lot of credit for what he does. And hopefully one day we'll get Vader Episode 2. So yeah, with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video.